This is it. This will be my final video I make on Metroid Dread before it releases. I cannot believe this. My first video I ever did talking about Metroid Dread, I uploaded in 2014 on my previous channel, which still exists, by the way. And since then, over the course of the years, I've made about 16 videos talking about Metroid Dread, and I've brought it up in very shorter discussions on my other Metroid videos talking about various news and rumors over the years. And I've said it multiple times on this channel in different videos since E3, but it really is an incredible bittersweet feeling I have now that the game is coming out. After 8 years of doing YouTube, this game is about to become a thing of the past. It's not going to be a rumor that's coming in the future anymore. It's going to be something I'll have played and already gathered my thoughts on the next time I'm talking to you guys, which is just absolutely insane. So in this video, I just want to celebrate the occasion, to acknowledge the release of Metroid Dread on Friday, and to sort of appreciate and reflect on the memories I have of talking about this game over the years, and sort of discuss how I heard of it and how we got to this point, really. As I've mentioned many times over the years, I became a Metroid fan in 2013. I first heard of Metroid and of Samus from playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the first time. I got invested, started playing the games, started with Other M, then Prime 3, and then I worked my way into the 2D games, and finally the Prime trilogy, or at least the first two games, were the last of the bunch that I played. And somewhere along the way I had heard of the rumors of a game called Metroid Dread, that it was supposed to come out on the Nintendo DS, that no one knew if it was real or not, or if it was just something people on the internet made up. But what I did know is that, like everyone else, I wanted it. It was a dream for me, and it was something that I always believed was possible. Whether or not it would be called Metroid Dread, I did firmly believe that Metroid 5 was going to happen. You can watch any of my old videos before E3, either on this channel or my old channel, and I've always said that I believe Metroid 5 is inevitable. And Metroid Prime 4. Any of the news videos I've done on Metroid since 2014, I've always gone around to those two games. I've always said one or both of those is inevitable. And I was right. Both of those are coming. One of them is coming at the end of the week. And it's just, it really does feel emotional. I don't know how many of you guys feel the same way, but you know, given my history with it on this channel, it is crazy to think about that. This is the last time I'm going to be talking about the game before I'll have played it, and before it's something that joins the list of the other Metroid games I'll have played. And it's been an incredible journey getting to this point. We've gone, in my time as a Metroid fan, I've experienced this entire saga, grown to love Samus as a character, all these stories and adventures she's been on, all these different characters. I've played through all the games, lamented the fact that we never got a Metroid game for 6 years, was one of the only few people who got really excited when Federation Force was announced in 2015. I bought that game day one. Loads of people were angry about it. I remember playing it in a cafe and absolutely loving it. Had the time of my life with it. I remember on the build up to E3 2017, there were rumors of us getting 2 Metroid games. And I was really excited because we had just gotten Federation Force the year before. Its ending had teased Prime 4. I believe we were getting Prime 4 based on stuff Tanabe and Reggie had said. And Reggie had alluded to the fact that we would get a Metroid game on Switch. The stars were aligning that year, and I remember going into 2017 thinking, holy shit, are we really going to get another Metroid game right after the last one, and the second one in the same year? And we did. We got the announcement of Prime 4, and we also got Samus Returns, a new 2D Metroid game. I remember being very disappointed with Samus Returns, which is ironic given that it's the opposite opinion people had with that versus Federation Force. But I remember, and you can tell from watching my reaction, I was not happy with that game from the moment I saw it. It was a game that just looked ugly and unappealing to me. But Prime 4 had me very optimistic and hopeful for the future, and I was excited for that, and also the possibility that this means we could finally get Metroid Dread. And then when I beat Samus Returns and I saw that ending with the Chozo, and things finally started to align, and what Sakamoto was saying, it seemed like the next time we would see a 2D Metroid game, it would be Metroid Dread. But then Prime 4 was delayed, and we went through 4 years of silence. We went through another drought. We've had no games since 2017, and here we are out of nowhere in 2021. We are getting Metroid 5, and it's Metroid Dread, and it's the exact same idea and concept and story that they had all those years ago. Everything we've been talking about and speculating over all these years is true. All of it. It's happening. On Friday, we are going to experience that game. And as someone who's been talking about Metroid Dread for 7 years now, I don't really know what to say about it. Obviously, I'm extremely excited for this game, more than I've been excited for anything in my life. 10 times as excited as I was for Transformers the last night. You might remember that was something that took over my life for like 3 years. This, that pales in comparison to what I feel for Metroid Dread. This feeling is just overwhelming excitement and hype, and I'm being realistic this time. I'm bringing my expectations down to what I'm actually seeing and not what I want to see, but even still, it's so much to get excited for, and with the potential of the success of this game and the fact that we're getting Metroid Prime 4, and we're either getting the Prime Trilogy or we're getting a Prime 1 remaster, and Metroid 6 is already in development. It's so just crazy to think about. And I remember, after Federation Force came out and they started another Metroid news series, I remember thinking to myself, what now? Do I talk about Metroid Prime 4? Do I do Metroid Dread? Which is gonna come first? And it's Dread. Ironically, it's Dread. And it's just, I'm breathtaking, really. I'm speechless. There's nothing more that I can say that I haven't said so many times before over the years. I am extremely thankful that we are getting this game, and I'm really hopeful that this game succeeds. And I cannot wait to finally play this game. After 7 years of being a fan and of wanting this game, it's no longer a myth. It is now a reality. On October 8th, it is something I will have in my hands. And that's something I will be forever grateful to Nintendo for. And so now we reach a point where, what about the channel? What about this channel in terms of future content for Metroid? Because with this channel, with my last channel when I was doing it as well, as I keep saying, when doing Metroid videos and when rumors came up, Metroid Dread and Prime 4 were the ones we always talked about. Now that the future is more uncertain, we have both of those games now, and now that both of those are coming out, what do I focus the speculation and the discussion on going forward? Well, obviously, Metroid Prime 4 is still 2 years away, probably. Obviously, we're still going to be talking about that, speculation, rumors, and trailers and stuff when that happens. When Metroid Dread comes out, I'll obviously be doing my thoughts on that, and we'll probably be talking about the lore in that for quite a while. I suspect I'll get a few months worth of content out of that, hopefully. But what about after that? What about after I've milked Metroid Dread for everything I can? Where does my Metroid content go from there? Obviously, any potential sequels or spin-offs that Dread sets up, as I've said already, we'll continue talking about Prime 4, and the future is more open now. Anything can happen, and it looks like we're entering into just like we were in the early 2000s, here in the early 2020s, we're about to enter a period where we're about to get multiple Metroid games going forward. So it seems like we're not going to be waiting another 4 or 5 years. We're going to be waiting another 1 or 2 at most for another Metroid game, whether that's a remaster, remake, or brand new game. and the future is really looking bright going forward. And so, to end this on a final note, thank you. Thank you to everyone, to anyone that's followed me from my last channel or on this channel, anyone that's followed along in a discussion for Metroid Dread, anyone that's engaged with me in the comment section, that shared my videos, whether you've agreed with me or disagreed with me over the years. If you've partaken in any discussion with me on Metroid 5, just thank you. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And it's a journey we never thought would have an end, but it does. We are at journey's end here, and it is an overwhelming feeling. I legitimately am emotional that this game is it's a final product I'm going to be playing, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. So I almost don't want to end this video knowing that it's going to be the last time I talk about this game before release, but I guess I have to. So yeah, for the final time before I play Metroid 5, before I get my hands on the game, thank you for joining me over the years, for partaking in my discussions, for helping me get out content on this game, for speculating on the story and all of this sort of stuff. I know I didn't actually touch on the story in this video, which is something I actually planned to. Very briefly at the end here, just to throw in my expectations for the game. I'm expecting something very quick. As we've seen from the gameplay, I'm expecting movement on the level of Zero Mission, exploration on the level of Super, and story on the level of the Prime games. I'm expecting a very in-depth story that fleshes out the lore. I'm expecting a lot of surprises and tricks, and I'm expecting a really heavy ending. I'm expecting the ending to be sort of clear and to give us a good idea of what to expect next. I'm expecting a challenge. I'm expecting to have to rethink a lot of what I might have imagined this game will be. And I'm expecting the Chozo to be the big bad guys and the Federation to be the ones set up for future games. That's all I can really say about the game. There's nothing else I really can say that hasn't been said before. But yeah, I'll have to leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. For the final time, what do you think about Metroid Dread before its release? What are you expecting the story to be? Any ideas on the gameplay, the future setup? Where do you think Metroid is going to go next? How do you feel about the fact that we're at this end? Are you as emotional as I am that Metroid 5 is a game we're about to play? Do you feel the same way I do? Is it as bittersweet for you? I want to hear everything you have to say down in the comment section below. And yeah, with that all said, see you on the other side. See you when Metroid 5 comes out. See you next mission.